All right, Lieutenant Willmore, as we get started here, I'll just remind you we're keeping a stenographic record of these proceedings, so please use verbal responses such as yes or no. Please try to avoid talking at the same time as any lawyer questioning you so the record remains clear. With that in mind, Mr. Ramel, you can inquire.
Thank you, Judge. Lieutenant, can I have you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Jared Willmore, Willmore.
Lieutenant, where are you employed?
Madison County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
It'll be 20 years this year.
And how long have you worked in law enforcement?
It'll be close to 20 years.
Okay. And are you post-certified?
Yes.
What are your current assignment and responsibilities?
Currently, I'm the captain over the Madison County Jail and manage that facility.
As a part of your current responsibilities, do you oversee the Madison County Jail Telmate system?
Yes.
Can you explain what that system is and how it works?
The Telmate system is an inmate phone system. They can do video visitations, phone calls, messages. It's so people who are in custody can talk to their family and friends on the outside.
And how long have you overseen Telmate in Madison County?
The last 6 years.
And does that include the Telmate system? Does that include both telephone calls and video visits?
Yes.
When a video call is made or taken by an inmate, is the camera always utilized?
Not always. It depends. If an inmate removes the tablet from the charging station, the camera function will go black, and then it just becomes an audio call.
Lieutenant, how do you ensure that inmates do not place calls or video visits on behalf of other inmates?
Each inmate has a unique PIN number assigned to them, so they have to enter in their PIN number. It's also, there's facial recognition for the tablet video visits, and it's managed and reviewed by deputies to make sure that that's not happening.
Whenever an inmate places a call or participates in a video visit, is any information recorded or stored regarding that call or visit?
Yes, anything on the Telmate system is recorded, with the exception of attorney phone calls or visitations. Those are privileged, so they're not recorded, but everything else is recorded.
Lieutenant, is the second or outside party participating in that call, is that individual required to provide name and some personal information?
Yes.
And as the individual who oversees this system, how do you access the information that is stored?
So I have a username and password to access the system, and then once into the system, I can go in and review any video visits or phone calls under any specific inmate listed that we have in custody.
And do you have the ability to edit or make changes to any of this information?
No.
Where are the phones and tablets that the inmates can utilize? Where are those located in the jail?
In our jail, we have a day room, a pod, we call it. And so in that day room, they are located in just that open day room area, and an inmate can access the phones, the tablets. Again, the tablets can be taken off a charging station and taken anywhere in that day room. The phones are hard mounted to the wall, and so they have to stand next to the obviously have to stand next to the phone to make a phone call. So, yeah.
Do other agencies have the ability to edit or make changes to any of the information stored on these calls or video visits?
No.
How do you know the date and time a call was placed?
Every time a phone call or video visit it comes in, it is time stamped with the date and time that it came in through the system.
Lieutenant, at the state's request, did you access some calls and video visits made or received by Lori Vallow?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could have the witness handed what has been marked as States 33. Actually, Judge, I'm going to have him handed 33, 34A, and 34B. Lieutenant, I'm going to have you focus on what's been marked as States 33. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a thumb drive containing a phone call from June 9th, 2020 between Chad and Lori Daybell.
And how do you know that?
I've reviewed and listened to this phone call.
And specifically, have you reviewed that USB device?
Yes.
And have you initialed and dated when you reviewed it?
Yes.
Fair to say that you monitored a number of jail calls made between Lori VALLOW Daybell and Chad Daybell.
Correct. Yes.
And you recognize the number and the voice as the second party as Chad Daybell.
Yes.
And is it a true and accurate representation of a call that was made between Lori VALLOW Daybell and Chad Daybell in States Exhibit 33?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would move to admit States 33.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
States Exhibit 33 is admitted.
Lieutenant, I'm going to have you look now at
Sorry
States.
to interrupt. Just
I'm sorry, Judge.
brief sidebar with counsel, please. All right, we just had a brief sidebar. The court was just discussing the admission and handling of digital files with counsel, so thank you for your attention on that, counsel. Apologies for my interruption, and you can continue with your examination, Mr. Rammel.
Thank you, Judge. Lieutenant, I'm going to have you now look at what has been marked as States Exhibit 34A. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you recognize it to be?
It's a thumb drive containing a digital video visit between Summer Shiflett and Lori VALLOW on June 24th, 2020.
And how do you know that?
This is the thumb drive I initialed and dated, and on the date I reviewed the phone call.
And you have reviewed that call on that thumb drive.
Yes.
And is it a true and accurate representation of a call made between Lori VALLOW, or excuse me, a video visit made between Lori VALLOW and Summer Shiflett on June 24th, 2020?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would move to admit what has been marked as States 34A.
Any objection?
We have no objection to the admission of 34A if it is what it purports to be.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. 34A is admitted.
Lieutenant, I'm going to have you now look at what has been marked as States Exhibit 34B. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what do you recognize that to be?
This is also a thumb drive containing a video visitation between Lori VALLOW and Colby Ryan on August 3rd, 2020.
And how do you know?
This is the same thumb drive that I dated and initialed after listening and reviewing the video visit.
And is that a true and accurate representation of a video visit made between Lori VALLOW Daybell and Colby Ryan on 8/24/2020?
Yes.
The state would move to admit.
August 3rd, 2020.
I'm sorry, August 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
All right, the state's moved to admit Exhibit 34B. Is there any objection from the defense?
No objection to 34B, Your Honor, if it is what it purports to be.
Okay, Exhibit 34B then is admitted.
And then can I be handed back State's Exhibit 33, please?
Oh, 33. That one.
Lieutenant, you testified in State's Exhibit 33. It was a call made between Lori VALLOW and Chad Daybell on June 9th, 2020. Does that date catch your attention?
Yes.
What catches your attention about it?
That was the date that a search was made out at Chad Daybell's property, and when the search was conducted and the bodies of JJ and Taylor were found.
And you were made aware of it that morning?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would request that we publish States 33 to the jury.
Any objection to that being published?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Exhibit 33 may be published to the jury.
This is a call from and take up. This is a call from and paid for by Lori, an inmate at Madison County Jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. If you don't wish to talk, hang up now. Thank you for using Telmate.
Hi, babe.
Hello?
Are you okay?
No, they're searching the property.
The house right now?
Yeah. One of them is. So, Mark means we'll be talking to you.
Okay. What, are they in the house?
No, they're out in the property.
Are they seizing stuff? Again?
They're searching. There's a search warrant, and so we're going to stand this James. I tried to set up a call, logic call. So we'll see what transpires. They don't
What do
really.
you do? Just pray.
What?
What do you want me to
Yeah, pray. Pray. Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I'm doing pretty calm. I would call Mark, though, maybe. Just talk with him.
Have you talked to him already?
I did call him, yes.
So he knows what they're doing?
Yeah. So I can call from somebody else I need to talk to. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you. Should I try to call you later?
I don't know. I don't know. We can try, yeah. I'll answer if I can.
Okay.
I love you, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, baby. Love you.
Okay, love you. Bye.
This is a call from and paid for by an inmate at
Your Honor, that's all I have for Lieutenant Willmore. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rammel. Any cross-examination for this witness?
No cross, Your Honor.
All right, Lieutenant Willmore, that will conclude your testimony. Thank you for appearing this morning, and you can be excused.